German smoked camels and Chesterfields robbed from American dead. And the Nazi cameraman filmed it to amuse and reassure the moviegoers of Munich and Berlin. Men who had not retreated since their arrival in Europe plodded back along the mean roads of winter Belgium. Convoys of trucks streamed to the rear with supplies that had been painstakingly accumulated at forward dumps. Supplies that could not be moved were put to the torch. Millions of man-hours of work to be put in all over again. To stop counterattacks, huge new reserves of supplies are called for. But that is how a war is. Wasteful, unpredictable, uncertain, dangerous, demanding constant wariness, constant preparation for the worst, a constant and unflagging spirit in the face of all alarms and disasters. Gallant American units, surrounded and cut off, fought in a sea of enemy armor. Anti-aircraft guns were fired point blank as anti-tank guns until they were overrun.
We still have the B-47 jet bomber, probably our best known intermediate range carrier, and I think one of the finest airplanes ever built. For the last 6 or 7 years, the B-47 has been the all-around workhorse of the Strategic Air Command, capable of delivering nuclear weapons from the perimeter of our defensive line, from the bases in NATO and other allied countries to almost any target we might have to strike. And just as the ICBM blends with the long-range man bomber,
Bakers, quartermaster, and line of communications troops picked up their rifles and fought tenaciously against Nazi columns. The weather cleared and the Air Force took to the skies to bomb and strafe and fight the rejuvenated Luftwaffe to the ground. The army held in Belgium. The attack was blunted, the spearhead stopped, the Nazi columns contained and thrown back by men who had flung themselves into the breach. In the wild gamble of war, a momentary equilibrium had been gained. The cost had been great, and there were no guarantees being issued on engraved paper on the Western Front that the time of counterattacks was over. Nor, despite the great victories in the Pacific, were there guarantees being issued that there would be no counterattacks against the many islands we'd won back from the Japs.
First team, you're not engaging.
Hey, do not shoot at targets on the left. Do not shoot targets on the left. Do not shoot targets on the left.
Roger, second squad, pick up and move. Bentley, hurry up and get your teeth set.